Hello, all my loyal subjects. It is the What If King J-Man. Today, I'm bringing you my very first villain What If. Now, you can tell by the picture. This is gonna be what if Deku had Overhaul and he's also gonna be a villain. Now, I've seen a few people do what if Deku had Overhaul. Some were heroes, some were villains, and some of them have them related, Chisaki and Izuku, like uncle or cousins or something. Here, they're gonna be brothers in this. Now, we start off with Izuku Midoriya being born. And let's see. And we're gonna start off with Izuku Midoriya being born, okay? And Inko and Hisashi are excited to see their baby boy. As the kid knocks on the door. As the kid opens the door, and he says, "Mom, Dad, can I see him now?" "Sure, Chisaki." This Chisaki is gonna be Izuku's older brother in this. Now, I'm gonna say maybe he's like 11. Yeah, Chisaki's 11. As Izuku and Chisaki, or maybe I can call him Overhaul. I'll just call him Chisaki. Might get confusing, but Hisashi and Inko say, "Chisaki, meet your younger brother, Izuku Midoriya." Chisaki looks at Izuku, being really happy to be an older brother. I can't wait to hang out with him and play with him and stuff, he's thinking. And he says, "Can I hold him?" "Sure." As he holds him in his arms, and Chisaki is saying, "I'm always gonna look out for you, okay? Like the older brother I am." As they leave the hospital, and as they're leaving, a couple of doctors and nurses look at Chisaki, and they just give him glares and everything. Now, the reason for this is because the world of My Hero Academia in this is going to be a little different. People born with certain quirks that people call villain quirks, they get discriminated against because they would treat them like villains. So in this world, people treat other people badly if their quirk is seemed villainous. Now, Chisaki already has his quirk, being Overhaul and everything. And I'm gonna say Hisashi's family also had similar quirks to this, so it had a similar quirks to this. And Hisashi's quirk, I'm just gonna make him quirkless. Yeah, he's gonna be quirkless. Sometimes he just got quirkless. So yeah. And Inko, I think we can still keep her quirk as telekinesis. And we can still keep that. As the years go by, as Izuku's growing up, as Izuku, we're gonna cut to when Izuku and Chisaki are No. We're gonna cut to when Izuku's 5. He really wants to be a hero and everything. And, oh yeah, Chisaki's 16 now. And he says, "Hey, buddy." And Chisaki just got back from school with a few bruises. And Inko and Izuku are looking at him, and Izuku is crying, saying, "Brother, what happened to you?" "No need to worry, little guy. This happens often." Inko saying, "Did those boys pick on you again?" I guess, yeah. I think it's stupid how they pick on you. I think it's stupid how they pick on me just for something I cannot control. Because I find that very stupid. And that's what Shizaki is saying. And also, that's what I'm also saying. Because, like, let's say because, like, a small pause. If you guys make fun of someone about how they look or how they live or anything, don't blame them. They can't control it. They can't control how they look or anything. And also, people in the world of My Hero Academia with villain quirks or mutations, they're like, "So why? Why are you making fun of me? It's a mutation quirk. I can't control how I look." I just think that's very stupid. So, anyways, let's continue. Izuku is somewhat worried about. Izuku is still crying. He's still 5. He's 5 at this age. Just gotta make you remember. as Izuku, as Shizaki saying, it's alright, man. It's alright, little buddy. I know. Listen to me. If you ever get your quirk, and even if you ever get your quirk, then I want you to know something. You should always be. Don't listen to the people who call you a villain just because of what your quirk is. A villain is someone. Shizaki says, "Yeah, you can't control it, so don't blame yourself." As Izuku and also Hisashi were about to go take Izuku to the quirk doctor to see what his quirk might be, Shizaki says, "I'll come too." Izuku saying, "Thank you, big brother," as he hugs him. Shizaki picks him up, saying, "Don't worry, I'll always protect you." As Izuku gives him a little hug, being like adorable and stuff. As they get to the hospital and everything, as they say, "Well, I'm afraid Izuku has a very dangerous quirk." And the doctor says he's probably gonna be a villain by this, but his quirk is Overhaul. Like your brat of a son there. Hisashi just says, "Watch how you talk to my kids, you jerk. They cannot control what their quirks are." The doctor's smirking, saying, "Whatever. They're just low-life villains to me." As he just throws the paper at Hisashi's face. "Here, read it yourself. I'm not spending another minute with you guys." As they look at the paper reading off his quirk, and it's a little different. It's an actually more powerful version of Shizaki's quirk. Because like, you know how Shizaki can reassemble and disassemble matter? And he somewhat looks like he has like a somewhat disease decision against like dirt and stuff. I'm gonna say that's normal for the type of quirks of Overhaul like they have. But Izuku doesn't have that, and he can reassemble and disassemble things way faster than Shisaki could have ever could. And also reassemble things at a subatomic level even further of changing things and reassembling things. Like, a few changes like that. I know that's somewhat of Shisaki's quirk, but I'm gonna say it's a little different now. Now, I want to make another small pause. I'm sorry if I keep doing this, but I want to say something. You know how Overhaul was doing this whole thing with Aries' blood, like, I will erase quirks from the society and everything? His quirk is Overhaul, right? So, couldn't he just disassemble a person, then reassemble that person, and change a few things in the DNA? Like, make where the quirk is not active in their DNA structure or something? Because I feel like you could have done that. I feel like you could have done that. Or if I'm wrong, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Couldn't he just do that? Seems a little waste of a time, don't you think? But I'm gonna continue. As Izuku is still really excited about his quirk, him saying, I really want to be a hero. Hizaki saying, I'm sure you'll be a great hero growing up, Izuku. As Shisaki, he's not really wanting to be the hero type. Him thinking, I can just probably use my quirk for construction. Like, tearing down buildings and reassembling them. You know, for construction workers. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. That's what he's dreaming about being his job and everything. As we're continuing on, as we're gonna cut a few years, we're gonna cut another 5 years when Izuku's 10. Hold on, give me a small break. Let me drink some water. Okay, now, Izuku's at the age of 10. And Shizaki is 21. He has a full job as a construction worker and everything. As we're gonna cut to like a normal day in the house. Shizaki came and visit. He always likes coming over and visiting Izuku, seeing his little brother. Shizaki looks like this without the Overhaul mask and everything. As he's there and he says, so where's Izuku? As they said, oh, he's upstairs taking a nap. As he comes down the stairs crying, Shizaki says, what's wrong? I had a bad dream. You weren't here. You were gone. You disappeared. Shizaki says, don't worry, Lum. Don't worry. I'm always gonna be protecting you. As Shizaki quickly is holding Izuku as he's crying. You weren't here. I'm scared. What if I never see you again? It's okay. I'm here. You don't need to worry about me. I'm always gonna be here for you. As we're gonna cut a few weeks. As Shizaki also came to visit again. He likes visiting over on his family a lot often. And they're having like our normal dinner and everything, as Shizaki is acting strangely. Izuku saying, "Are you okay?" "Yeah, I think I'm okay." As he's freaking out, he's grabbing his heart, and he's can't breathing and everything. He's like, "Ugh, hell, I'm having a heart attack. Call an ambulance." As he passes out, as everyone is freaking out, Izuku starts crying. Inko is calling the police. I'm calling an ambulance right now. 911, what's your emergency? Inko says, "Help, my son, he's having a heart attack." "We'll be right there. Don't worry. We'll be right there." As they quickly get to the house and take Chisaki over to the hospital and everything. As he's in a hospital bed and everything. And go asking the doctors, "What's wrong with my son?" The doctor, kind of angry at this, him saying, "I can't believe you guys brought a villain. I can't believe you guys brought a villain here. He's not a villain. What's wrong with him?" Well, besides of his villainous quirk, he seems to have a heart attack and he's gonna need surgery. Is there any donors available? Hisashi says. Any donors available? Yes, we do have a few, but they're not acceptable right now. Acceptable right now. Inko says, "What do you even mean?" I'm saying, what is Inko saying? "What are you saying?" I'm saying is, I want you to get this guy out of my hospital. What are you saying? My son needs a heart transplant. Yeah, but yeah, I don't care. He's a villain. With that quirk, he's bound to be one. Izuku is still crying, saying, "Help my brother, please." As the doctor pushes him, as the doctor pushes Izuku out of the way. "Don't touch me, brat. I'm pretty sure you have such a villainous quirk as well." With that quirk, he could destroy a whole town block. Repulsive. As Inko and Hisashi try asking any nearby hospitals for a heart that they're willing to donate. A heart they're willing to donate, like in stock of a guy who died and everything. As they all have one, but they won't give one to someone with such a villainous quirk. As Izuku and Chisaki are in a different hospital room, since the doctor kicked them out and they had tried taking Chisaki to tons of different hospitals until they found one that's kind of crappy on the other side of town. As they won't give him the heart either. As Overhaul is in the hospital bed, Izuku is crying next to him. Izuku said, "Please, brother, you can't die like this." He says, "Izuku, I'll be fine. Don't worry. I'm sure I'll be fine." As they are just sitting there waiting to see if Inko and Hisashi could find any heart that they could give him. The heart's still working, it's just it could have a risk of another heart attack and kill him. He's hooked up to a machine that they have to bring around. And they charged them extra for the machine since they had villain quirk. You know how they are. As they are in the hospital, as Inko and Hisashi walk in, them say, "I'm sorry, my son, we can't find any donators." I understand. They probably wouldn't help someone with a quirk like mine. Izuku's saying, "Quirks aren't everything. It doesn't matter what you have." As he's still crying, as Overhaul quickly touches Izuku's face. Overhaul quickly putting his hand around Izuku's face, and him saying, "I'll be alright. You don't need to worry about me." As he's slowly dying, as the heart monitor is going slowly down, as the Inko and Izuku and Hisashi are all calling for a doctor, saying, somebody help him!" As the doctors say, "No, we won't." A good riddance to that villain quirk. As Izuku sees a pro hero in the hospital with a healing quirk who comes to visit sick patients, as Izuku quickly runs up to him saying, "Please, you have to help my brother. He's having a heart attack. You have to help him, please. Please, hero." As the guy says, hold on. I'll be right there." As the guy walks into Shizaki's hospital room, as they have like a little pamphlet on the side of the hospital bed to let people who walk in know what their quirks are, and sometimes the doctor tells them, since your quirk should be part of like your ID in everyday life, it should be on every form of paper you have. So, am I right? So they should do that. I think they do that sometimes in the quirk world, but it's not really explained. Anyway, as the hero looks at the paper, saying "Overhaul," and he's reading the description, he's reading it as explaining it, as he sees what his quirk can do and everything. As he says, "I won't help that villain," as he walks out of the room. Izuku grabbing onto his leg, saying, "Please, you're a hero, aren't you?" The guy is saying, "What hero would help a guy with a quirk like that?" As Izuku is crying, as the hero didn't help them, or no one helped Shizaki since he had a villain quirk. As Izuku is quickly crying, as he says, "Don't worry, Izuku. I'm sure I'll see you again." Izuku crying, saying, "No, brother, please don't leave me." "I'm sorry, kid. Guess I couldn't protect you for long." As his heart meter slowly goes beep, as they say he's dead. As Izuku is really sad, his brother died because those doctors and none of the pro heroes with healing quirks wanted to help, all because of what his quirk was. Izuku crying and getting angry, saying, "Those bastards! Why couldn't you help my brother?" As the doctors say, he had a villain quirk. We don't help villains. As Hisashi quickly walks up to the doctor and punches him, saying, "You have no right to talk to my son like that. You bastards! You let my son die, all because of what his quirk was? As Hisashi is pissed. As he quickly runs up to the pro hero, Hisashi quickly punching him and grabbing him by the throat. I may not have a quirk, but I would do anything for my son's life. Now, as the guy quickly says, put me down, man, as Hisashi is saying, you could have helped my son, you bastard, as he pins him to a wall, as he quickly keeps punching him in the stomach, as he's punching the pro hero in the stomach, as the pro hero quickly calls for backup. A few other pro heroes come by as they detain Hisashi, and they quickly detain Hisashi, and they're taking him away. Ingo's saying, wait, where are you taking my husband? He assaulted a pro hero. He's going to jail. Izuku quickly crying, no, you can't take him too. As the pro heroes quickly push Izuku out of the way, saying, get off me, brat. As they are taking Hisashi away, and they're putting him in jail for a while, as even mostly every officials treat people with quirks like Hisashi, people like Chisaki's quirk as villainous, so a lot of people do it. It's very common in this world I'm creating. As Izuku was still crying about how Chisaki died and everything, and how his father went to jail and everything, as we're gonna cut a few we're gonna cut 3 years when Izuku's 13. As Hisashi finally got out of prison since of what he did of assaulting a pro hero and everything. Izuku is really saddened about his brother's death. He barely talks to anyone since it happened. He just looks at a picture of Shizaki and him. As he's saying to himself, those damn bastards! Those heroes! Why couldn't they help him? Those bastards. As Izuku has been training his quirk for a long time, ever since Shizaki passed away, he feels like his quirk is a way of connecting with his brother, since they had the same quirk, and Deku's version of Shizaki's quirk was a bit more powerful one. Sorry. As Hisashi quickly opens the door, Izuku's saying, Dad, you're out of jail. Yeah, they finally let me out, those bastards. As they're just sitting and talking about about Chisaki, about how what a great guy he was. He never did anything wrong. He never did anything wrong. As Hisashi and Izuku are having a moment of bonding in Izuku's room, crying over Chisaki. Hard name to pronounce sometimes. As we're gonna cut a few weeks later. Izuku has been noticing over the past after the past few weeks, a few pro heroes have been watching their house for a while, and Izuku is wondering this. Him thinking about it for a while now, like, why do those pro heroes keep walking by our house from time to time and keep patrolling around here? Izuku was still confused about it, as one day when Izuku's at school, Bakugo still bullies him Bakugo bullies him because he has a villainous quirk, as he calls it. Every time Izuku tries standing up for himself but not using his quirk, since they don't want to see him Izuku doesn't want to use his quirk against people like this, since it would only prove them right. But sometimes he can't really help it when he gets out of anger and everything. One day, Bakugo is bullying Izuku, as Izuku has a picture of his brother in his little backpack. As one day, Bakugo and Izuku are just in class, and the class is over. Once the class is over, Bakugo and his gang quickly start harassing Izuku, then pinning him to a wall and going through his stuff and just picking on him and everything. As Bakugo is looking through his bag, as he sees a picture of Chisaki. Let's say it's this one, a picture of Chisaki. As Izuku's getting mad, saying, "Bakugo, put that down!" "Oh, what's this? A picture of your... Who's this loser?" Izuku says, "That's my bro. It's a picture of my brother. Now stop. Put it down." Bakugo saying, Probably he looks like a weakling. Why isn't he here now, huh? He could have helped. Why isn't he here now, huh? Your big brother, as you talk about him a lot. But he's just a weakling. He's probably like a no-good villain like you. Izuku saying, "I am not a villain." "Oh, really? With a quirk like that, you're bound to be one. What about you?" "My quirk is one of the best. It's flashy. I'll be bound to be recognized by a pro hero." Izuku getting really upset by this, about him making fun of his brother, as Izuku says, "Just put that down, you bastard." As Bakugo quickly blows up the picture, him saying, "Oh, oops, what happened?" As the goons let him go when they were pinning Izuku to the wall. As Izuku saying, "You monster! This is the only thing I had left of him." Bakugo saying, "Oh, boo-hoo," as Izuku is getting really mad as they're quickly beating him up, and a few kicks and punches to him. As Izuku is really mad by this. Let's say they're on the second floor of the school. No, maybe third. Yeah, the third floor of the school. As once Izuku gets really mad, he quickly is touching the ground and disassembling it, destroying a large half of the building. As you know, the guy with Bakugo, you know, the big chubby guy with wings. We only see him in a few flashbacks, but I'm gonna say he's one of the goons. As he quickly grabs Bakugo and the other goon as they're flying up, as Izuku destroyed half of the school out of anger of anger since they messed up his stuff. Izuku is crying as of realizing what he is crying over the picture of Chisaki. It's burned and ripped. He quickly picks up the pieces of the photo, and he's quickly trying to rush home. But the cops and the other pro heroes scold him, and they take him home. A few pro heroes and a few cops are talking to him, saying, "Why'd you do this? You're nothing but a villain." Izuku saying, "I am not a villain." As two pro heroes say, "We'll take care of it from here." As the cops leave and everything, as Izuku noticed something. These two pro heroes, they're the same pro heroes that have been following around his house lately. I've been watching them for a while. Izuku saying, "Wait a minute, you're the guys who've been following my family around. What are you doing?" As they say, "Shut up, brat," as they quickly put him in their little car. One of the guys puts quirk-canceling handcuffs on Izuku. As these are two of the, pro heroes who like the scummy ones who do nothing for money who do money and won't help people unless they pay them or something. Pro heroes like that. And a lot of the pro heroes are like that since the world I'm building, it's gonna be pretty dark about how most pro heroes are in it for the money and they won't help people. Especially people with dangerous quirks. As they quickly get home, the pro heroes quickly take Izuku back home with the quirk canceling handcuffs on him. As they quickly take him home, as Hisashi says, "Wait, what are you doing with my son? Why is he in handcuffs?" As the two pro heroes say, "Shut up," as they punch him in the face and talking about Izuku is crying, saying, "Wait, what are you doing to my dad?" Saying, "Well, you see, kid, we're gonna take a bit of revenge. We're gonna take a bit of collateral." Izuku saying, "What do you mean? You're nothing but a villain. You're nothing but a kid with a villainous quirk. So, we decided, why don't we teach you a lesson? All villains shouldn't do stuff like that after what you did, destroying half of school." Izuku saying, "If anyone's the villain here, it's you. What are you doing?" As Ingo quickly rushes down the stairs, seeing the pro heroes and a knocked out Hisashi. Ingo saying, "Wait, you're the two pro heroes who've been following my family around. Why is Izuku in handcuffs? What'd you do to my husband?" As the two pro heroes are just saying, "Shut up," as they quickly start beating up Hisashi and Ingo, and they're forcing Izuku to watch as they're beating up his parents, as they're still punching everyone. They're still punching them, and they take all of Izuku's They take all of the parents' money and valuables. As the guy says, "We shouldn't have you mouthing off. We can't have you mouthing off now, can we?" As I'm gonna say the two pro heroes quirks. One of them has like simple fire usage, and the other one, I'm gonna say a portal quirk. As the guy saying, the fire guy saying, now we should really be getting going. As the portal guy saying, agreed. As the fire guy saying, but before we go, as he's burning Izuku's parents right in front of him. Izuku crying, saying, "Stop, please!" As the portal guy saying, "Dude, that's kind of messed up." "Oh, come on now. They deserve it for what they are." True, I guess they're true. As Izuku's parents are just nothing in this anymore. They're nothing but ash. As the portal guy quickly portals them away, as the fire dude knows they did a few research on Izuku and how he can reassemble in just some matter. So the guy quickly just takes the fire guy quickly sweeps up all the dust and bone. The guy says, "Hey, open a portal." Where? Any remote location. As the guy opens it to like the bottom of the ocean or something. As he throws the dust in there. Why'd you do that? This guy can reassemble and disassemble matter. He could have reassembled them, but without the pieces, he can't. The ocean will just destroy the dust. Anyway, as Izuku is crying, as he's saying, "You damn bastards! I'll kill you! I'll kill you!" As Izuku's trying to break out the little handcuffs, as the guy quickly closes up the portal where the ocean went and everything. I know I'm being a little extreme and stuff. I just want to make sure Izuku's parents cannot come back from this. As they quickly are saying, "Oh yeah? What are you gonna do about it, kid?" As the quirk canceling collars are somewhat low on energy. You see how the quirk canceling collars are like kind of like light and like little light beams and everything? I think they have to charge them or something, don't you think? They have to be like charged for something like the light and everything for it to be like that, you know? They must have to charge them or something. So I'm gonna say that's how they work. They have to charge the quirk canceling handcuffs and collars and stuff. They have to be charged, don't they? Or switch out batteries. As the batteries quickly die and the quirk canceling collars, for plot. As Izuku quickly saying, "I'll destroy you until there's nothing left." As Izuku quickly quickly disassembles the two guys by touching them, and the nothing more than blood stains on the wall. As he says, "I'm not done." As he reassembles them and disassembles them for like an hour. Because remember how Overhaul does it? It's gonna be very painful. So imagine all the pain. Imagine the most excruciating pain you've ever felt times 10 for an hour. Imagine that. And he's doing it over and over and over. As Izuku's laughing. "You pro heroes will pay for what you've done." As he's destroying them. I'm talking destroying them. Izuku quickly reassembling them and disassembling them over and over again. Izuku one time reassembling them and reassembling the structure in the body and DNA structure where they can't use their quirks. As the fire guy tries to burn Izuku, but his quirk won't activate. Him saying, "What the hell? Why won't my quirk work?" Izuku saying, "I disassembled your quirk and the DNA structure. You can't use your quirk anymore." As Izuku's grabbing a knife from the kitchen, as Izuku quickly grabbed the knife from the kitchen, as he's stabbing them, he quickly reassembling them over and over again, sometimes without body parts, sometimes without legs so they can't walk. He's just doing really bloody stuff. Stabbing them over and over and again, deassembling them, doing any form of torture imaginable. As he quickly disassembles them again, as they're nothing more than blood on the wall. Izuku is panting. "Good riddance." As he's quickly looking at the ground and crying of what they did to his parents and how the picture of his brother. Izuku grabs all the pieces of his brother's photo. Some of it's burned, some of it is ripped. As he tries reassembling them, because Izuku cannot just reassemble matter and not just reassemble matter and just matter. Izuku can reassemble any form of anything. All forms of matter. I think Hizaki could have done that before. I don't know if Overhaul could do that before or not, but Izuku can. And I'm gonna say Shizaki couldn't. He can only reassemble and disassemble non-living things or something. Izuku can do both. As Izuku reassembles the picture, as he's packing his stuff and crying, him saying, "I'll make those pro heroes pay for what they did and destroy the society." As Izuku packs up most of his things and everything. Izuku is still 13, remember that. So he fends for himself on the streets, but before that happened, he grabbed a bunch of food and the money from his parents. They're not going to be using it, and they also took the pro heroes' money. And before he left, to make sure they can't find any evidence of him, Izuku destroyed the apartment. he made sure no one was in the apartment when he destroyed it. I'm gonna say only a few people live here. Maybe like 5 or 10 or 15 people live in this apartment. So yeah, he destroyed the whole apartment building and everything. As Izuku fends for himself, for the streets and everything. As we're gonna cut 2 years when he's 15. Izuku has learned a tough life. He found an old abandoned warehouse where he sets up most of his things. He's also robbed a few places wearing a mask when he hit 15. And when he did, he only robbed certain things like food and everything when he was still 13. But now he robs like banks and convenience stores. And he still robs like banks and convenience stores and everything. And Izuku, he stole enough. He quickly bought a few new clothes and everything. Some nice clothes. As Izuku sang, "I'll make those pro heroes pay and create a new world of society. Everyone is treated the same. No one would be different." And he quickly looks at the picture of his brother. "I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you, my brother. I miss you." As he holds up the photo, this is his prized possession. He would do anything. He would do anything for his brother, like his brother did anything for him. Izuku cries when he sees the photo again. "I'm gonna miss you." Same with Mom and Dad. But don't worry, I'll make sure no one has to go through the same pain that you guys went through. I vow to destroy this hero society and bring forth a new form. Everyone is treated equal. No one is different. Everyone is treated equally. Everyone can be whatever they wanted to be. I will create a new world, a better world, fit for everyone. As Izuku starts crying again. But first, I think I need to round up a few members of my little organization. As I'm gonna end this part off here. I was really excited to do a villain what if. I'm very happy by this. What do you guys think? Did you like the what if? It's my first time doing a villain what if, so it won't be perfect. I'm just saying, I think I really did a good job. And now, and I'm just really happy by that. Really happy by this. Now, before I end this part off here, I want to give a shout out. All photo. Here. I finally found this guy. I can never read his name out. This guy right here. I'm giving you a shout out. You've been wanting it for a long time. I finally found one of your comments. Took me a while, but I found it. Here, shout outs to this guy. And I'm just saying, a Merry Christmas to all of you. Christmas in a few days, and I'm very excited. And I'll maybe record a video on Christmas Day. Who the hell knows? I'm just really excited for Christmas. I want some eggnog. That's the best part of Christmas for me. And, hey, let me know in the comments. What's your favorite thing about Christmas? the eggnog, and my favorite Christmas song. Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. I love that song. I just love it so much. I know I'm getting overexcited, but come on, it's Christmas. Who wouldn't get excited? And I just want to say happy holidays. Who knows? I will try to record maybe another video in a few days, but I'm gonna have to clean the house, and I have a few other homework things I have to do. It's very hectic. But soon, winter break will be out, and I will be to record as many videos as I want. So, look forward to that. And again, all my loyal subjects, your king is gone. I'll see you as soon as I can. Goodbye.